And hello, all my pretties. Welcome to another episode of Hairyman Hoaxes and Hoodwinks. So glad you're all here. Let me take a look real quick what we've got going. I know Sandra was in here first. I was still getting ready and she was in there talking. So, hello, Miss Sandra, Ben T, Papa Craig, and Ernie Roberg. Thank you for coming. Uncle Bones, hello. In my eyes, Donald. Thank you guys for coming. I hope I didn't miss anybody. There's Cindy. Um People are starting to come in now, and welcome everybody. Got a good show for you tonight. We're going to talk a little bit of this and a little bit of that and the other. So we'll see if it even has anything to do with Bigfoot. But it'll be good. It'll be a good conversation, and as always,
43 powers activate.
Woo. Hi, Brent.
How's it going? Fancy meeting you here.
Yeah. Yep. Always. I'm always here somewhere.
Yeah.
Somebody can always find me around here.
Should be a good show tonight. It always links up to Bigfoot somehow.
Yeah, some of it does and some of it doesn't. Some of it's topics we've talked about in other shows that we quite didn't finish the conversation. Mm-hmm. And but some of it is very relevant. So we'll just go with that. I've got some other people that may be dropping in later.
Awesome.
We'll see. But before we go on, happy anniversary to Joe and Molly.
Oh, yes. Ooh. Yes. Happy anniversary.
Yes. Happy anniversary.
Congratulations. That's great.
I asked Joe to come on. He goes, nope, gotta go do stuff with the wife. No. And yes, you do.
That's what I like about Joe. He's got a good balance. He's got good balance.
Yeah, he's got to go do that for sure. I'm going to swallow one of these little pieces of ice in here. So if you see me go, you know what that was. So first up on the list is this whole idea. Oh, I wanted to do that too, but we'll do that in a minute. Of the infamous number 42 that Brent left us. When was that? When did you?
I don't even know. It was one of these days.
Oh, Friday night? Was it Friday night?
We were somewhere.
It was Friday after show. Yeah. We've done somewhere. So many shows already. They're all melding together. But on it was on the late night show Friday night. Brent says 42. The answer is 42.
Yeah.
And I thought I had never heard of that before. And well, the way you said it, you made it so when you know, you're going to know, So
that was
you played it off extra. Really good because it made me like, what the hell? I can't think of anything, like that. And so, yeah, you know what I did? I had to Google it, of course, just like I'm sure a lot of people in the chat had to do.
Nothing wrong with that. It's a good way to get the answers.
There was a lot of people who did know what it pertained to, but I did not know. So
virtual high five to those people.
To explain to you what that whole 42 business is all about. But even I know Donald said it, and a couple of other people in the chat had mentioned it. But the science fiction novel Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, it has a trilogy and everything. But as you know, that's where the answers 42 came from. And he wrote it. But let me see if I can real quick. I am going to share something really that fast that I pulled up. And
actually, I think that's going to be my next tattoo is the symbolic 42.
Really?
I think so, yeah. I was like thinking, what should it be? And then it's like, as you're talking about it, it's like, oh yeah. I should get some more. And 42. Okay, I think I'm going to do it
this way.
to life, the universe, everything. We'd really like an answer. Something simple.
I have to think about that. Return to this place in exactly 7.5 million years.
Is it finished? I don't know.
Okay, now I gotta fast forward.
Is
Oh, go back a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
is
Ah, shoot, I
Alright.
still didn't.
the answer to the ultimate question of life, the universe, and everything
Everything.
is "42. Yes, I thought it over quite thoroughly. It is, it's 42. It would have been simpler, of course, to have known what.
So, there you have it. The answer to life, the universe, and everything is
Yep.
42.
Yep. I always
Uh,
just do that just when you have one of those impossible questions to answer. It's just
Well, now I'm
42.
going to do that too. Now that I
Yeah,
know
there you
that.
go. There you go.
I had seen where the writer, Adams, I think it's Adams something. When he was writing it, he just said, okay, it can be 42. It just has to be a simple small number that I'm going to put in here. It wasn't some big, thing that he really thought about. He just put 42 in his novel, and that's where it stuck. But since then, people have tried to come up with other reasons for this 42 to be out there. Okay.
hmm
So like in mathematics, they actually say that the number 42 is a pronic number, an abundant number, and a spheric number, meaning that how you place them into an equation, it comes out a certain way.
Mhm.
And it's the only numbers that do that. So in mathematical terms, that's the only thing that has. The League of Legions has 42. In religion, there was 42 mounds, 42 locations where the Jews visited. 42 in Japanese culture, there's 42 different sounds for the term of dying, for dying or death or something like that. And in the magic cube, a magic cube meaning a 3 by 3 by 3 cube.
Oh yeah.
When the numbers 1 through 27 are written at the intersection points, the columns, the rows, and the pillars, they add up to 42.
Oh.
So that's kind of great. I'm going to show you a picture. I was gonna put that on a picture, but I forgot to do it.
That's pretty
So
neat.
anyway, yeah. And then the optimum angle for white light to refract through water and form a rainbow is 40.89 and 42 degrees.
Ooh,
Exactly.
that's significant right there. Wishing on a rainbow.
Right. And then the number 42 is the first number to be retired from the professional sports. It was worn by Major League Baseball player Jackie Robinson, who was the first African American to play the major leagues in the modern era.
Ooh, even more special right there.
42 again. Two physical constants in the universe are the speed of light and the diameter of a proton. It takes light 10 to the minus 42nd power seconds to cross the diameter of a proton.
Oh, that
that's
could
deep.
be that's deep.
That's
yeah,
tiny.
We're getting on
deep.
the sub-particle or
Right.
whatever level quantum physics craziness.
right? And that's
Entanglement,
42
yeah.
again. 42, 42, 42. And on Lockbeard's show Saturday night, I believe it was Saturday night, I look over and what was his show number? 42.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
And I told Donald, I go, Donald, look at the number. Look at
That's
what number
crazy.
we're at right now. And he was like, whoa.
Yeah.
You know, just
Plus,
crazy that we were talking about that.
the big thing about 42 is I'm level 42. So that's
You're level 42. Yeah, you've leveled
so
up.
that's been a great year. Been a great 42. So
A great 42.
It's been a great 42, so can't complain.
Some people like to go the other direction.
Yeah, well, you know, I prefer the higher level, you know. Get
Right.
Man, it'd be cool to get up in 50s and 60s. That'd be a cool level.
I tried to get Steve on here to talk about 42, but he's making dinner right now. He might come later.
Nice.
We'll have to ask him his idea of 42. But
if you guys haven't seen the movie, go watch it. I think it's free on Tubi. So
only 42 more days of rain and summer will start. Ooh.
Is that 42 today?
I guess.
Oh, that's crazy.
What's that? Somewhere Beyond the 42? Is that a movie or something? What's that?
I'm not sure.
Bad mom. Oh, it didn't. What's going on? It won't let me change there. Lockbeard show is hypocrisies times 42. Oh, see, it's having issues. Lisdexia 24 is the new 42. You mean dyslexia, I think is what.
I don't know. But you know, it really is. He answered everything for something that we don't really know an answer to. But I just throw it out there. It works.
I became the fishboat captain at 42. Wow.
It really is significant in so many different ways.
Your lucky number's 24. That explains a lot. That is funny. One of my favorite. Oh, there's Curious Cryptid. One of my favorite quips. Oh, I should put it up. Is F equals MA. What's your problem? I need help with that one. I
don't know.
See, you need to be here, Cryptid. You got to explain this to me.
Yeah, he says stuff to me that just goes over my head. But I nod as if I know.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. Did a 6-month search and study of property tax. What? Property tax yield for a state based on a bunch of factors, and honest to God, it was 42. Determine the property tax yield for the state. Well,
and just think of how 42 is going to show up in everybody's life now and the near immediate future.
We're going to start paying attention. Well, that's like me in Lockbeard's show. I went 42. Yep. Really?
Yeah, it's crazy, huh?
A 4-2 with a mouse. Hello, chessboard. 42 seconds to Mars. 42 years of menopause. 42 years? Oh, shit. Yep, that's about right. What is the question? That is the question. What is the question? And I have that. There is another sequence to that show, but I'm not going to go all the way.
I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
Yeah, it's quite weird.
Yeah, I love it.
If you miss
British
Little
humor
Pete,
is so funny.
If you miss anything, you're like lost. You're like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah, you know? he had quite the imagination when he wrote that.
Yes, I would say so, for sure. Okay, I think I caught up to everybody. Is that Mr. J's here? I think I saw him. What did he say? I messed up a pun. It should have read somewhere over the 42 when you talked about refraction and the rainbows. Oh, okay. Get it. I get it. Over the rainbow thing. Okay. Got it. My hair is like mind of its own today. You girls know what I'm talking about. Buckaroo Bonsai. Buckaroo Bonsai. How come I'm having a brain fart on that one?
I knew what's that Buckaroo movie that Peter Wells was in? I think that was what it was.
You said Buckaroo, and right away I thought Buck Rogers. Beady beady. What was that little robot? Beady beady. Okay, so that's it. I mean, it didn't go too far, but that's pretty much what the whole 42 business is. If anybody else has anything else to add about 42, be my guest. Put it down.
Yeah.
And we'll,
to answer Jolly Jake, I appreciate both for what they are. They're different in a way, but they're the same, but they're different. And so I don't like one over the other. I just appreciate them both for what they are and how they bring it forward. I like the series. This series was the first one that I watched. It was before the movie came out, and and that was, I think, one of the first times I really started watching British humor, British comedy.
Yeah.
And it was just like I got sucked in. It was just like, and yeah, it was good. But yeah, I like them both.
I wanna Buckaroo. Oops. There we go. That's what it looks like.
Oh yeah, that is what I was thinking too. My eyes.
Oh,
yeah, with Peter Wells.
That blonde guy. That
Yeah, where he's like
blonde hair.
Yeah, where he's like a professional at everything.
Movie Buckaroo Banzai.
Yeah,
that had Peter Weller in it.
Yeah.
And but this one it doesn't say what his name is. What did you say his name was? Billy something or some?
Oh, Peter Weller, or Peter Wells, or Peter Weller, whatever.
The other one. There's like two, right?
The guy who played RoboCop.
Yes, that's that one.
Yeah, where he's like, it's got that typical 80s cover, movie cover.
Oh, okay, I see. That guy was a character.
It's like it's a science fiction.
Okay, I see it now.
Yeah. Yeah, Peter Weller. Yeah.
Got it. I have watched it, but I wasn't like big into it. So.
Yeah, it's one of those weird ones. It's like a cult classic.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, let me go back here. Well,
but some of those cult classics are the best, though. There's some good ones out there.
Yeah, for sure. The next thing I wanted to talk about was recently Arizona has gotten more self-driving cars. And I know that we had been talking about autonomous, trucking and all of this that's going on nowadays here in the United States. It really took off in China, but as far as autonomous trucking goes, it's really huge here in the Sun Belt, okay? Because we have 365 days of sun practically in the Southwest. So I was kind of doing a little more research about that because I was wondering, like, well, how come it's not everywhere? It's literally because of the weather. That you only see it over here in the Southwest because the weather is too unpredictable on the East Coast, and they need that line of sight to the satellites to provide safe GPS and movement for their vehicles. So all these trucking companies are here in the South. That's why I kind of knew about them, But I guess it isn't all over the US because of that reason.
Hmm.
And I knew about it because they run right through El Paso to San Antonio and to Phoenix. They come right through us.
So is it a semi-looking truck with
Yeah.
zero with a
Oh, I'm sorry.
zero driver in it?
Right. They're still completing the end cycle of their testing. Let me show you. I did find it.
Because one of the big issues right now with shipping is the regulations put on the shipping drivers, these drivers that they have to comply with. It's not a realistic way to do shipping, and so it constricts these drivers, which makes them want to quit. That's why there's a shortage of drivers right now, is because of the rules and mandates that have recently been imposed on them. It nobody wants to do that job anymore. Because you can go on YouTube and listen to some of these stories and listen. I listened to one where this guy was talking to his boss, and his boss was forcing him to drive when he was so tired, but he had to drive because of the way the regulations are set up.
Right.
So it creates dangerous situations. But you
Um,
also have to take into account too is we're talking about something that is going to potentially cost millions of jobs across the world, tens of millions of jobs, and we don't have the economy to absorb that. The last time this sort of transition happened was back in the industrial age, when the farming equipment was upgraded to be more autonomous, not autonomous, but more productive, that it didn't need the manpower anymore. But the
right.
service industry was actually able to absorb all those people who were forced out of that industry due to innovation.
Right.
But now the service industry is being overran by autonomy, by self-service, by replacing those lower, those type of jobs with just future technology. But there's no place for, like, when this happens and full autonomy goes into effect, there's no jobs, there's no place for these people to go for a job.
Well,
Be-
but that's part of uh the whole investigation into the trucking, is that there is always going to be the need for trucking. There's always going to be the need for manpower in trucking. It's not it Even if all these autonomous trucks go, which they're going to go live. It's going to happen in the future. It's happening now. Um there's still too much out there. There's a lot of jobs out there that they don't want. There's a lot of people, they don't want them anymore. They don't want
yeah,
they don't like the
like with
long
trucking,
hours or any of
yeah,
that.
like I was talking about with trucking, is people don't want to do those because of the restrictions that are imposed on them.
Right.
It's not beneficial for the drivers. They end up not making money on their trips and stuff. And I think that a
But at the
hybrid is the
same time,
solution.
it's still the job. I mean, you take the job as it is, or you go find another job.
Yeah, well,
It's
but that's
They
what's
shouldn't
causing
have to
shortage.
create the
But that's
job
what's
that they want, right?
Yeah, uh, but it creates shortages in the food line,
No.
medical line.
It I mean, it's going to create shortages temporarily, but as these type of the future comes into play, I mean, it's going to
Yeah,
even itself out. This is what they want these long route truckers to do. Now there is a driver
but
in these right now for this whole testing process, which kind of started. Well,
yeah.
each one has a different start date. I was looking at 2017, 2015. Um,
But this is going to fan out from the trucking industry to taxi cab. Uber, I believe, was testing this a few years ago, a totally
Uber
autonomous.
has been live in Arizona since 2017.
Yeah, I even saw
Um,
Domino's even having these autonomous delivery vehicles now, where the customer just goes out to the vehicle and just, it just
right.
inserts their pizza. But again, this is going to cost millions of jobs that there's no place for these people to go. and that's why maybe it's not being pushed as much as it could be because of the catastrophic repercussions from going totally autonomous with, tens of millions of jobs. I mean, it'll put,
Right.
I don't know how many Uber drivers there are, or taxi cab drivers, or all that. All those people would lose their job, and that's
But they're
quite the problem.
taking the jobs are there for the taking, but they're not taking them. Do
Well, no,
you
I'm
see
talking
what my
about.
point is?
Oh yeah. But I was talking about when full autonomy goes into effect, or
Yeah,
if it
but that'll
does.
never, I mean, full autonomy is going to happen, but there's still room for the regular Joe Schmo to go do trucking if they want to do trucking.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah. But
never going to take over completely
yeah.
because
Well,
not all companies are going to go to this because it's very high cost to
I think
run this.
Yeah, I think what you're going to see within the next 5-10 years is what you're going to see with pilots flying planes. They're going to be the regulations are going to be set up to take autonomy into an account, so these drivers can continually drive for more than the 10 hours they're allotted or whatever. That is going to take that into effect on the long straightaways or are in certain areas, so these truckers can
But
not
there's
be
already
restricted.
autopilot on planes, and you will never ever not have a pilot,
Exactly, and
a captain of a plane, but not because of the flying. They need to be there because of the people and the stupid things people do on planes.
Well, and just in case you do need a pilot, in case something does happen,
Yeah,
these
you could
planes
have
can, these
failure.
new planes can, yeah, these planes can land
Yeah.
and fly themselves, but it's always
Right.
good to have that person there just in case something does
Right.
happen,
So
an
you'll always
EMP
have
attack or
pilots.
whatever. Yeah, and
There
I think that's what we're going to see in the future with the trucking industry. Is going to That's how it's going to evolve. It's going to be a hybrid. These truckers are going to be allowed to take the autonomy of the vehicle into account during their shipping, so they're going to be able to be a better profit and stuff. And I don't know what's
Yeah,
going to
well,
happen
that's how
to like
what
the
they
Uber
kinda wanna
drivers and
do
stuff.
now, is that they wanna use it to help keep roads safe
Mhm,
because they're taking out the factor of drivers falling asleep
mhm.
while on the road, and this is supposed to just help them maintain safety.
you
So
know
there probably will be a person in the truck
I saw
all
a
the time.
commercial. I saw a commercial for a GMC truck, and it's a self-driving truck where you still are behind the seat, but it's a self-driving truck now. And I've never seen it in a commercial setting or in a passenger
Mhm.
setting like that on a GMC. Because
Right.
it's new technology where you don't have to pay attention as much, I guess.
Yeah. Um, but, um, I knew I had seen trucks that because they say on the side self-driving, you know?
Hmm.
So you're like, watching, but I've always seen somebody in the cab. I've never seen
Yeah.
one not with somebody, but they're not holding the steering wheel. They're just sitting there in case.
Hmm.
They're just a passenger waiting, maybe
What's the
they take
st-
over during the city and they let the truck do its thing during the long roads.
Do you know any statistics about the comparison of when the self-driving mode is on versus what regular human causing accidents are, like the comparison? Because I know if I
Uh,
remember correctly, the self-driving car had an incredibly good record versus what a human would usually have. It actually, I remember one account, it actually predicted an accident was going to happen and it slowed the vehicle down and stuff. So, the technology is there. It's just, I think some of it has to do with the jobs that are going to be lost from this new innovation.
right. Okay. Oh, you have to download the safety report.
Mm.
Plus it here, makes driverless commercially available. Yeah, I can't. They make it available. So this one looks like a plus safety report from October of 2020. And you can download that and get that information.
Yeah.
I'm gonna click out of this.
But I think a reason why there's always going to be someone behind the wheel in a commercial setting like that is, well, I guess only in a commercial setting is just in case of the technology failing, like we just experienced a CME, a coronal mass ejection, where it can disrupt technology. And like my phone through Verizon lost its ability to be used. The network went down because of this solar flare.
Right.
There
Hello,
he is, the man,
Mr.
the myth, the legend,
Steve.
coming from the space dry dock there.
Don't believe all the marketing. There are lots of problems with autonomous vehicles.
Yeah.
They're fair weather drivers.
Yeah, I think Nikki was talking about that, where they're being used down there mainly because of how fair weather it is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and there's probably no real solution for that, unless they have some sort of connection to the road as far as signal.
Well, a reasonably good solution in a lot of cases is done by a company I worked for 2 contracting gigs back, and they were basically making a compact radar system, probably just a little bit bigger. Oh, it's reflective. Flip it over. Just a little bit bigger than this, just a bit bigger than a disk drive. Now it'll see through fog. It'll see reasonably well through rain, which visual and LiDAR won't, and they just shut down in fog and in heavy rain. But radar has problems when there's debris in wind. So if you have a storm that's blowing leaves around, that's a problem. You're like Leon says, your 5 or 6 pounds of jelly can do a whole lot on the 15 or 20 watts that it uses.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think some of it has to do with consumer confidence as well, because the planes can land and fly themselves and all that, but I think they also have it on there for consumer confidence.
Yeah, you kind of want a pilot there for landing. They can line you up pretty good.
Yeah, well, no, I heard like the new planes, they have the software, they can just land themselves.
Yeah, they can. Yeah,
again in fair weather.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the situation. I mean, I don't know like the parameters, but it's not something you really want to do. But again, it's always good to have a person there with experience on the technology, the vehicle being used. I mean, just in case. When you're transporting a lot of people.
The last time I landed at SeaTac, I remember just before landing, looking out the window, and straight off the tip of the wing was the freeway off the end of the runway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
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 So unions are lobbying against their widespread use, citing studies showing that they may kill up to 500,000 jobs.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
No, it's actually it's going to be tens of millions if you take into account like Uber drivers, taxi drivers, delivery drivers, all different types of drivers, Amazon drivers. It's going to be tens of millions of jobs, and there's no place for them to go because the service industry is being transformed through innovation. We had the service industry to absorb those during the industrial age revolution, but nothing now. Technology, but there's nothing. I don't know like enough to fill tens of millions of jobs. So it's going to be interesting to see how it goes.
Something will turn up. Jobs are also a matter of innovation.
Yeah, that's true. But I think that having it all done at once is going to impact the economy worldwide in a way that is going to be catastrophic. And I could see doing it in phases that allows that sort of transition a lot easier. I can see something like that happening, like having a hybrid solution where the autonomy is now being used in the trucking industry and allowing these truckers to fully utilize their day and not be so restricted like it is now.
Right.
Yeah, I'm torn on the issue. For the most part, for me, the truckers aren't the most dangerous things on the road.
Oh yeah, it's you got there's a lot of crazy people out there driving, but but some of these restrictions that are applied to the drivers now, it just sometimes they have to drive when they shouldn't be driving, and that's kind of why we're having shortages right now, and the whole supply thing, because I mean we're like 2-3 days out from like a complete, if like all trucking shut down, I mean we're like 2-3-4 days out of like complete chaos in cities. Like it's going to be a martial law, so it's an important thing to kind of
everyone thinks just in time is so great. No, it's not.
Yeah.
Tesla revealed plans for its own autonomous truck called the Semi, which relies on battery power and has a range up to 500 miles. Daimler, one of the world's largest trucking companies, has announced a $573 million investment in self-driving trucks. And the Aurora, another major player in this, has its own autonomous truck operating systems already going.
Yeah. It's coming. I mean, it's coming.
Yeah.
No matter what, these manufacturers are going to get regulations eventually in place within the coming decades, and we're going to see autonomous trucks on the road. I don't think we'll ever see autonomous passenger vehicles, full autonomous passenger vehicles, for a very long time. But it's coming, and it's I don't know. It's going to be quite the problem.
But they're still calling it that it's decades-long sustained investment by the U.S. government.
I was actually thinking about tweeting at Elon Musk to come up with a way to retrofit all the current cars that we own with the electric technology. Like, I don't know much about the Tesla or anything, but it seems like, can't you just like pull the chassis up from the current cars that we own, take all the engines crap out and whatever, and just put the Tesla chassis underneath there and duct tape that sucker on there or something? I mean, that would create so much. That would be a great solution for a lot of problems that we have now.
Right.
Since he owns Twitter now, I was thinking about tweeting at him, and he does respond to people, because that's such a good idea. If you can retrofit modern gas cars with with a electric kit, pretty much.
Right.
You get your make and model, and you have a certified person to go put that duct tape on there. And
so Brent, you want to drive out to the that beaver pond and camp there for a week with an electric car? What are you going to do when the battery's dead?
Solar panels. Solar panel that bad boy. Of course, my luck will be rainy
for another week while it charges.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to be like that person on YouTube that had the electric car, but when she ran out of gas on the side of the road, she asked somebody, "Can you please go get me gas?" And the guy was so confused. Like, well, I actually have a little thing of gas. And she goes, but you have an electric car? And she goes, yes, I know I have an electric car. It's because in her trunk, she had a generator that she had it plugged to. So she was using the generator to charge her car.
Oh, wow.
Instead of going to, a charging station or anything, she was just putting gas in the generator.
But is it really the solution? Because I heard that it's pretty destructive to mine all that lithium that's being used in the batteries, and the battery disposal itself is going to be a major ecological issue going forward too.
Oh, I believe that. I totally.
So it kind of makes you wonder about that whole thing as well.
Right.
Yeah,
So
well, it's not a carbon footprint. But it is a pollution footprint.
right.
Yeah.
Automated trucks have already been tested on public roads in the U.S. We haul freight from Phoenix to Tucson every day in autonomy. Jim Mullen, Chief Administrative and Legal Officer at Automated Trucking Systems, Too Simple. We also moving freight from Tucson to Dallas and from Dallas to Orlando. But we use self-driving trucks is still relatively limited to the Sunbelt states, as the technology isn't so good in bad weather, such as intense snow or fog. So infrastructure in certain parts of the country will also have to catch up. High-speed 5G internet connections, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I think a good solution would probably be building some sort of trans receiver or whatever in the actual road itself that can be constantly connected to the truck, so it won't have to rely on the satellite itself. I think that would probably be one of the best solutions. It's like a wireless rail system of sorts.
Oh, look, here's your hybrid. You will see hybrid moves in some segments of the industry, and other segments of the industry might be entirely autonomous. So there's that hybrid idea of having,
Yeah, I don't want to go into conspiracies, but geez, it makes you wonder if like these electric truck companies or whatever, autonomous companies are trying to push legislation to impose stricter trucking laws that is forcing this sort of innovation. That's a conspiracy, but totally possible.
I had to chuckle when you read the phrase "we haul freight." 3 years ago, I was merging onto the freeway and I saw something on the door of a pickup truck that required a double take after I merged. In large gold letters, the first letter of each word in the company title: "We transport freight."
We transport freight. Hold on. Okay, we transport freight. Wait, what's funny? What's funny about that?
WTF.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man, excellent conspiracy theory, Brent. Papa C says.
Yeah.
Excellent.
It's possible. And yeah, it looks like there's options for lithium battery shredding, but it makes you wonder the resources used in that. Like these electric charging stations that are hooked up to a diesel generator. I think it's hilarious, but you see them.
Huh. I've never heard of that.
Well, that's what I always thought the old Batmobile had to be. It was an electric vehicle with a diesel turbine engine.
Diesel turbine.
Keep it charged.
So, okay. Well, let's move on from that. I just wanted to get that out because of what you were talking about earlier, and that was the self-driving Uber cars, because they've been in Arizona for some time, and we all saw the news where, a self-driving Uber car killed a pedestrian in Arizona, and it had a person. It had
But what did that person jump in front of the car, or was it the car's fault or the person's fault?
If I remember correctly, the car was moving to the right, was going into the right lane, and there was somebody in the road trying to run across. So the person was not in a crosswalk. They went out
the jaywalker.
Yes,
okay. So it technically wasn't the car's fault. It was the person.
No, it deemed that, but they did stop and halt all those cars for a while.
Was there a safety pilot in that car?
Yes.
Had they overridden the system and were they driving, or was it the automated system that was driving?
It was the automated system driving at that time. Let me see, where did it say in this article? It says
what we have right now is those little autonomous I don't know, they're like little trash cans that Amazon Prime is using now or whatever. I don't even know. They're just like little robots just wandering the streets, literally just wandering the streets. And I haven't really checked into what they are, what they do, but it's so interesting just to see a little robot just going down the sidewalk. Like, okay.
They're just keeping an eye on you.
I guess, yeah. I think it's for a future program that Amazon's going to do for delivery system. It's going to, I think they're going to try and do some sort of autonomous delivery system. I think is what they're kind of working on for it.
Well, they could skip a whole step and make an autonomous package theft system.
That's what I'm talking about. In fact, actually, one of my customers has something like that. It's just a box, basically, that's like a bear box in a way, that, you know, could be used multiple times for packages, and it's mounted to their porch, and it's like, wow, that's a good idea.
Yep. I've never seen any of those little delivery systems anywhere.
This isn't a delivery system, but I think it's a precursor to it. I think it's learning all the area because it's in specific neighborhoods and stuff, and it's just weird seeing it all around. Wow, that's like Skynet.
The Amazon drone drop-off thing.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen it. I heard it was you know, they wanted to try and do it, but I think noise pollution was an issue or some sort of regulation or something like that. I don't recall the issue with it, but some stuff like that's coming. It's just,
well, someone the other day was saying drones are getting a lot quieter. Well, they're getting a lot lighter. If you have a drone that's carrying a heavy package, those blades are going to be noisy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like that dude flying in that drone that he made. You know, that drone that you can literally fly in.
Well,
they don't play they don't play
one sort of thing.
Yeah. You know, they don't play the sound of the drone because it's probably so loud. It's like, yeah, that's not going to be used for anything.
Yeah, it's like riding on the outside of a helicopter.
Yeah. But you know, it'll eventually get better. You know, the technology, that's what happens. It just keeps getting better and better. And but the thing to be mindful of,
blades through air, that's going to make sound at some point. When you accelerate the air, that makes sound.
You know what I saw Expedition Bigfoot using? They had tethered drones that they can release at the moment of a second to go check out something. It was really a good idea, actually, because they did it around this lake, and they had like 5 or 6 drones that were tethered, so it's always getting power. And then as soon as they got a signature hit, they were able to release that drone, whichever one's closer, and boom, go get it, go find out what it is.
Yeah, and they still didn't find anything.
No. But it's a good idea. That's a damn good idea, you know, because that's eliminates so much issue as far as getting a drone up in the air, getting it in the right area. But again, gotta put them up in the right area, and you could probably just have like 1 or 2 pilots, you know, taking care of it.
Yeah, someone a few minutes ago, someone was asking if I knew anything about the thermal imager that they're using in some car. I guess some people are using surplus car thermal imagers for their Sasquatch investigation.
Randy Harrington.
Yeah. Those systems are, I think those systems are still like $2,000 and up, though. The one I bought on Amazon plugs into my cell phone, and I can get an extension cable for it, and it cost about $400. So,
was something like that? Is it like a regular camera where the size of the sensor is a huge factor into its ability to produce a quality picture?
Yeah, and that's the problem with thermal imagers, and that's why you're never going to have a 4K thermal imager that isn't, you know, like this, because the photocells have to be many wavelengths wide in order to catch enough of the energy to create an image. And so, you know, your best your highest end thermal imagers are like 640 pixels high by maybe 720 wide.
I remember
And,
you doing a video about that a
yeah.
couple years ago, didn't you?
God, was it that long ago?
Yeah, it's like
But
time's
yeah,
flying.
a friend of ours was talking about having 8K thermal, and this was trying to explain how the marketing works on that. So yeah, I did that video. Didn't really help our friend much, but
It's a good video though. It's like, phew, wow, shows you how much marketing plays a factor in like bullcrap specs in a way.
yeah.
You know?
So the thermal imager, you've seen the one that I have, Brent.
Mhm.
It's just embedded on the end of a walking stick, and I have a long cable on it that plugs into a cell phone, and that cost $400. And it has 1/4 of the resolution of the biggest thermal camera that's available. That's good enough for me.
Mm-hmm. So back to what they were talking about with Randy, how he uses a car, their thermal technology or whatever, is because I think he said that he got it because it was like I can't remember how he got it, but you know, if you get it wrecked or something, it's like the car's wrecked and just take the camera out. You know, you don't have to. It's far cheaper than buying one brand new. So that would probably be something to kind of explore and check out and probably talk to them more about, because you can go to like a junkyard or
it's not super high resolution.
yeah.
And you can it's maybe I think I looked that camera up. That camera is on a par with the one that I have.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But
it does not produce super high resolution stuff. It's funny. I heard the comment. It looks really good, but YouTube makes it look like crap. No, it really is crap, and small screen makes it good.
Yeah, you know, something that
better on your phone than it does on a PC screen.
You know, something that I thought about was like those home security systems, you know, that have that kind of technology. I think that's more IR though, isn't it? With
A lot of that's more.
Yeah,
well,
that's more IR.
Thermal is long wave IR, and visual low light night vision stuff that's short wave IR.
So what are your thoughts about using a home security system on a Bigfoot outing like that? You know, because I think that they can reach up to like 100, 150 feet.
Kind of, yeah. My suggestion would be to do some real experiments with it.
Mm-hmm.
Buy one and do some real good experiments with it to see if it'll really do what you want it to do. Then buy 2 or 3 more.
Yeah, well, some of them it's like you can get like a 6-pack for like $300 now, where then it just hooks right up to your phone, and it's like, man, that's nice. Like I could see something like mounted on your something that's on a periscope thing that you can like move it around like that while you're inside the vehicle. I can see it being a good practical use for something like that.
Yep, do some experiments with it.
One of the many.
Man.
Everyone would be using it if it worked well.
That's true. That is true. I've seen some like
sure
YouTube videos
out there who have done it.
Well, they have actually, because I was watching some Bigfoot thing or whatever, and they have that as part of their arsenal, is those home security systems and stuff, and they just, God, I cannot think of what I was watching.
Yeah.
One of those channels.
Yeah,
I know
and on a clear night with a clear field of view and good lighting, yeah, you can see some distance out there.
Can't you like duct tape one of those things to a drone, right? And then tether the drone and that up to it, and then you can just go fly it like at that seed farm? That'd be so cool. I don't know how practical it is, but that would be so cool. Duct tape that bad boy and just tether it.
Yeah, but you have no way of just turning it on. It turns on with motion. So
you're flying around, so that's good motion. That's what
yeah.
I call a poor man drone. What's that?
You can get around those little issues like the motion detector and stuff like that. All of those cameras can be bought. And on Amazon, you can buy two small cameras with little ARM processors that work on Wi-Fi for like $20, $10 each.
Is that just the lens and stuff itself? Do you have to produce the hardware to put it in?
Well, that's the camera and the CPU.
Okay.
You need to download the firmware and program it, and it has Wi-Fi, and then you view it basically as a web page. If you want to do something more sophisticated like that, you got the software skills, you can make it do anything you want.
Well, that might work a lot better than my idea of duct tape and one of those home cameras to a drone.
Yeah, but that'd work really great on the Discovery Channel for a Bigfoot.
It would. Be like, I'll show them up. Do a parody of Expedition Bigfoot and do it like redneck style like that. Get the duct tape out.
Yeah. Have about 15 patches of duct tape all around the guy's backpack so he can see straight up, straight down, straight behind.
Oh, yeah.
Straight up Scott Carpenter with the back-looking cameras.
That's got something here. I think we have a TV show in the making. But yeah, that's I'd like to have technology like that, but I really don't. I'm not going to spend thousands of dollars on a thermal camera that I'm going to use I don't know how often.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny from a theft deterrent perspective. We had automatic lights that would come on that didn't keep people from walking up the driveway. We actually put cameras up on both sides of the garage. The cameras themselves didn't keep people from coming up the driveway, but we put an IR spotlight in the middle of the garage, and it's the near visible, so it just has that dull red glow.
Mm-hmm.
That dull red glow keeps them from coming up.
I heard that even having a sign in front of your house reduces break-ins by 94%. But statistics are.
A sign helps, but I'll tell you the light. Even though you could see there were cameras there, and we had a sign up that said there were cameras.
Well, you can't see the sign at night, though. So.
Well, signs on the end of the driveway. You kind of can.
Well, I mean, sometimes at night, though, somebody's not always going to see it. So I can see it's good to have the light, the IR light. Yeah, so it's just probably like a psychological thing.
We're not talking about the sharpest knives in the drawer here.
That's true. It wants to catalytic converter. But yeah, I wonder if it's like a psychological thing where it's like something that's like, ooh, this is bad, or I don't know.
Well, it's all psychology, weird.
Yeah. Probably, yeah.
So,
anyways.
Speaking of which, by the way, Leon's going to be starting to do more of his own updates and just recording short videos on his phone and getting the nurses to take pictures in the contraptions for his physical therapy.
Well, that's great. Doing a daily blog, something like that would be great, for him, I think, probably, and something like that. I saw the pictures and stuff that he posted, and it's Leon.
Yeah.
It's funny. I did not expect that.
They're not slow on the calisthenics.
Yeah. It's so weird you said that because he just tried calling me.
Oh, cool.
Leon?
Yeah, so I'm wondering if he's trying to get on the show.
Ooh, that would be amazing.
I'm not sure. I didn't want to tell anybody any of that because, it's up to him and he wouldn't be on long if he did come on.
Yeah, come on, say hi to
good for more than a few minutes.
Yeah, so he may have been trying to call to tell me he wasn't going to.
Did you drop a link into his chat?
Yeah, he's got it all. He's had it. We've talked a little bit. And so, I don't know. But he called. You heard the whole go off. I wasn't expecting a phone call.
I wanted to look at my phone just to be sure.
Oh.
Awesome.
Oh.
Leon!
Whoa, there he
Everybody,
is.
welcome Leon to the
Wow.
show.
So great
Hey,
to see you.
I
Look good,
really
man.
like your other web name that you use in our private chats, but
Road coat?
Yeah.
Boy, howdy, do we love seeing you.
Well, I was trying to get the bed so I didn't look like I was kind of in a bed, in a hospital bed. I mean, how do you do it in a hospital? And then you have dinging going on, you got binging, and you got code red, code blue, code white.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah.
what are you guys talking? How long have you been on for? An hour already? Ready?
Yeah,
Oh,
already.
Yeah. Hour, 5
Oh,
minutes.
4 o'clock. Oh, I thought it was at 4 o'clock was 5 o'clock my time.
Oh.
But apparently not.
But
So,
that's okay. I didn't tell anybody we had a little discussion. So I was like, if that way, if you wanted to come on for a short bit, yeah, you could. If not, that was fine. But no, we weren't even talking about Bigfoot this whole hour. We were talking
Is that
about
a
autonomous
diaper on your?
trucks.
Is that a
And
diaper on your microphone, or what is that?
I know. I thought the same thing, or a pair of underwear or something. I'm like,
it's my mask, my Bigfoot mask.
Oh, your Bigfoot mask. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, Bigfoot aren't real. That's why we're not talking. But I haven't had a chance. Listen, if you guys are on your channels, you have to put your Facebook page up when you're live, because I can't watch it if it's just on YouTube because of the Wi-Fi
Oh,
here.
okay. I'll do
Okay.
that.
Because it really sucks. I can only watch it if it's on Facebook. So
Oh, okay. I can do that.
That's good to know.
I know Joe does that pretty often. He puts his up on Facebook.
uh-oh,
So.
he's frozen.
Oh, did he?
Oh, there's that crappy Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
At the wrong time.
But
There's no
Surprise!
good time with hospital Wi-Fi.
Oh yeah, you're lucky. Yeah,
that was my little surprise for everybody.
that's a great
Trying to work
surprise.
out. But then
It's great to see him
Steve
again.
started talking about him, and then he called. It was like a weird thing going on there.
It's that 42. It's the 42 connection.
It's the yeah.
Somehow
I was going to look
connected.
at the time. What is it? Is it 5:42? No. But yeah, he'll drop out. And
He might be back.
He might not, but it was still good that he popped in to say hi. And
Hey Steve, so how long of a drive is it up there? Was it 8 hours?
How long of a drive would it be to get to Leon? That's about 8 hours from where I am.
About 8 hours. I got a Subaru Forester. I just got a new one. So you guys ever want to make a road trip?
Well, you've seen the one that we come out in most of the time. That's an Outback. It's a little bit bigger.
Yeah. So it gets good gas mileage. So that's important. That's why I bought the car, because it's like 20 something miles a gallon. Damn, this is nice.
Yeah, see if you can keep keep all the mufflers and everything on this one.
Yeah,
I'm gonna try riding a Subaru on a Jeep trail.
Yeah, well, I took it out to the pond. It's like, oh man, that was a hard hit. It took forever to get back there. Even in my Denali, it would have took forever. The road is bad, and I had to go clear out some debris and stuff. But and the beaver, man, I'm sure you saw the video. Oh my God, I don't know that I don't think that's good, because I think it's going to destroy that whole area there, because it's eventually going to start spilling out over into the road. So I wonder if we should remove some of those dams.
I'd leave that up to the DNR.
Yeah, I should probably go tell them about it, or show them video and pictures, because I know beaver dams can cause a lot of damage.
This early in the spring before?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
okay.
I've been up there in March. Yeah, and the beaver has just been busy, because he's got like 4 or 5 dams now, damming up that whole pond area. Because he's got one. That's what they do. He's got his little beaver hut right there, where he's like, it's like the king of the castle. And but it's just getting big, and I can see it being really problematic going forward for the area. So I'll probably do that. I'll probably just contact them and see what they kind of want to do.
Bear in mind, we're pretty big on letting things naturally go the way they do. So
yeah, well, this is natural, but I also read that beavers are responsible for millions of dollars in damage per year because of the the habitat that they try to create. They destroy roads and stuff, and yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but in this case, they're destroying a road that probably about 15 people a year use.
Yeah, but they might use it for logging in the future in like 10, 20 years. So they probably want to maintain those roads. One of the main roads is still closed because of the slide from last year. So up in that back area.
Yeah.
But outside of that, it's just going to attract more frogs, more habitat. It's a bigger habitat, I guess, now. But it's hard. I didn't want to do it with my son there, do bushwhacking and stuff. But we could probably make it over that other side there, but it's not going to be as easy as I thought it was going to be. Which is all right. But we
well,
got
to drive in on the road above and come down.
Oh, like rappel or something?
So that's steep.
Oh, it's steep. At that area right there, yeah, it's steep. It's like I don't like driving back up in that area because it's like I don't like heights anyways, but oh man.
Well, it was getting dark. The one time we did drive all the way back up to it where that road breaks off anyway. It was getting dark fast. So.
Yeah, it's
if you can't see the view.
Yeah, well, it'll be just as easy to bushwhack it across, or even just get your feet wet and stuff. But I didn't want to do it when I went out there.
Yeah,
but
I was joking about that because the bushwhacking in that sort of forest goes so much slower and so much more aggravating than you ever expect.
Oh yeah, just up when I was at when I did that live stream, I had to bushwhack that little area. It's like, geez, this sucks. It does. It just sucks bushwhacking to get 10 feet, and you're like, gosh, man, I'm tired now. That's why I like those old logging roads. Sometimes you have to bushwhack, but for the most part, it's you can get back there a ways.
Grasshopper wants to know where you're talking about.
Back at well, we don't give names of it, but it's the area that I've talked about in the group chat that we're in. That area where we've had a lot of different.
One of the areas up by Darrington.
Yeah, Darrington area. Yeah. Yeah, which it's ironic because Grasshopper here has been out to that area too prior to me talking to him and knowing him, and he already knew the area. And it's yeah, it's actually that's where Doug Hychek did a standalone episode. It wasn't part of Monster Quest. It was just a standalone episode that he did with Rick Knoll.
Well, I'm reasonably satisfied with the answer for the knocks that I heard up there last year.
With the crow?
Chris Spencer.
Yeah, I saw that. When I heard that, I'm like, oh, wow. That's wild. And there's abundance of crows up there, too.
And that just sounds like that wood on wood sort of wood knock.
Yeah. But I will say the wood knocks that I've heard back there, especially the ones that when we had a group of people there, they were, I can't put together how a crow could do it at that intensity, because it was incredibly loud. I can maybe understand in a hollow tree that's faced right at me, and I can understand it having the intelligence to respond back to me. But man, this was like a home run being hit. And some of the other ones that we heard
on the other, and I didn't hear what you heard, so we'll go with that, and I'll take your word on that. But someone else at another area that we've gone to was saying, "Oh, you'll know a wood knock around here. It's like a gunshot." And then I heard recordings of what they were calling wood knocks, and they were gunshots.
Yeah, well, that I have a video of that wood knock, right? When we were, I was out there with Cosmo, and I have that video of that, and I think it might be a crow, actually.
That might be, yeah.
I think it is. So it's a very good, why not?
Damn birds.
Yeah, I've never heard. I mean, I got crows all around me and stuff. I've never heard them knock, but I've never.
No, that reminded me. I heard that many years ago. Up in an area, not at Index, but up above Skycomish.
Oh yeah, yeah. And it's I really appreciate Chris Spencer for posting something that nobody would think is Bigfoot evidence or relates to the subject, but it's so incredibly helpful for other people's investigations, and that's why it's really good to post stuff like this.
Only if you want to know what's really going on. If you want it to be Bigfoot, don't dig too deep.
Create a Bigfoot narrative around it. But I really appreciate Chris for doing that, because that's just like, wow, it kind of opened my eyes, because I did not know he could make wood knocks, and crows are incredibly smart. I can see them even responding back to people and stuff. But I was actually thinking about that too. It's like, man, that wood knock I have recorded, that's on par more with what Chris Spencer recorded.
Well, it's amazing what animal sounds, what they can do,
Yeah, like the video that you did, when
the little chipmunk making a little, sounded like a rocks clack or some kind of snap or whatever. But
foxes and bobcats,
but seeing it coming out of them, it's like, wow, you think that's not an animal doing that. You think it's something hitting something.
Yeah, and it's not saying that Bigfoot's not making some of these wood knocking noises, but we have to figure out what is and what isn't. So when we're out there investigating and we come across a knock like that, we have now a really good alternative that we can vet it out, because we now see a crow sitting right up there, like looking at us, and it just knocked at us, and it's like, there could be an explanation, but maybe we didn't realize that because we're looking out in the woods, because we thought we heard it from.
It was Bigfoot mimicking a crow, mimicking Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I hate when people say that. I've linked to that on my Curious Cryptid Facebook page. I see Life as a Flyway. Crows can make wood knocks? Well, yeah, they can make a percussive sound that sounds a whole lot like a wood knock. Yeah.
I saw, I was like, holy crap. I shared that everywhere when I saw his video.
Yeah. As long as we're there, can I get into the word knowers?
Knowers?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, has anyone ever been summoned as a knower for a court case?
A knower?
Yeah. No, you summon witnesses. You're a witness. You saw something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I think that they apply it as they know something that other people don't know, or don't.
If you've been talking to Leon for the last couple of months, you don't always believe what you see. His brain's been doing some amazing things. Comes with sitting in a hospital being bored for 2 months.
Oh,
true.
Bet, yeah.
That is true. Since you said all that, now maybe that's a good lead into the word scramble.
Sure.
Let's do it.
Because we need like 3 more winners so that we can go on and have our bingo night.
Exactly right, JC. A knower is so much more special than a believer.
A believer, a knower is more special. Yeah, I think so. They saw it. I didn't see it, so.
I just think about a lot of things that the brain can do, and I just chuckle when I hear someone say, "I know what I saw."
Yeah.
He's a sawer. A sawer?
A seener.
A seener. A seener.
I'm a seener.
Or seener. I seen you the other day.
I
saw it.
I did saw a putty cat.
Oh man. So, folks, we're gonna do this. We can still have a conversation about other stuff going on, but what's gonna happen is I've got Hairyman word scramble for you, and this first one's super easy when I bring it up. But the first person to put the unscramble the word correctly and put it in the chat, it's going to we'll keep track that way until we reach. I think I have like 15, so I don't think they're gonna go that slow. I think they'll go relatively fast. So
Yeah,
be ready.
It's true, Cross.
Yeah. So here's your first. Here's your keeps coming back. Website unavailable. That's Leon. Leon just said that. So the website.
Oh, he might have it open in another tab on his phone. Because if he clicked the link again, then it likely opened another tab on his phone, and it's still thinking it's working on the other tab, maybe. So that's a possibility.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So, what's new in the world of Bigfoot?
Ooh, I don't have Leon. Do I have Leon's email? Do you know it offhand?
Well, can't he just click on the link? Or if he,
that's what he's trying, and it says it's not available. But I don't know why.
Is it in
Let
Facebook
me just
Messenger?
send a new link. Let me send the link again. Fresh.
Come on, Zuckerberg.
No, that link is still the same. So we'll see if he comes back. He's trying. Yeah, I'm calling the lawyers about that. He's not getting. Hold on.
Yeah, I think Chris Spencer, his his YouTube channel is called Chris Spencer, and was it Total Valley or Tuttle Valley? Toodle Valley?
What?
Oh, Chris Spencer's YouTube channel.
Oh.
Somebody was asking about it. Great channel, great investigator. Somebody that, in my opinion, I think is doing great stuff. Good mind out there, doing it. Yeah, not LARPing. It's always good.
Boom.
There it is.
And that would have been Killed by Bigfoot. Got it in there first.
Oh, the game on right now, huh?
Game on.
Let's do it.
So there's the first one. There's your second one.
Ooh.
And I hope I double check these things. They better be no mistakes.
Yeah.
Because it's harder than it looks. Somehow tapping it and putting it you get all messed up.
Yeah, I don't trust Google Translate. If I try to use Google Translate, I will put in the English, I will get the other language out, and then I'll translate it back to English. If I get the same words, I'm more happy with the translation.
Don't want to tell somebody off by accident.
Oh. See, some of these may take longer. That's why I said we could continue our conversation while they're working on. Oh, shoot. Somebody got it already.
Yeah, that's what I like about Chris. He's really approachable.
Oh, look. See, I made a mistake. Critical.
That's what it was. I could not think of it.
I put an L instead of an I. And see, that's my mistake. But you get it. You still got it. Did I make that mistake over here? I did. Look, the I's look like L's. And you still got it. Who was it? Donald? Dang, I wonder if I did that with all of them.
What are the last two O's? First one.
E's. I think they're E's. Why do they look like O's? They're E's. Those are E's. I think it's the font I use.
It's the font, yeah.
Yeah, I won't use the big ass font next time. Okay, we got it.
Oh, there you go, researcher.
That is an unfortunate font.
Yeah. It looked okay when I was making it. See, that one, maybe I
This
didn't
is
make
better.
that. That one doesn't look.
Gesundheit.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that one is.
That's funny. These all look like German words.
Yeah, they do. Nikki, I hope you included objective evidence. No, I didn't. KBB got it? What?
KBB got the last one.
Oh.
Yeah. This one's a little different. I just got this one. I just got it. Finally, I got one.
You got one?
Yay!
Oh.
Oh yeah. Well, KBB did get this one too. Investigator. Or no, actually, it's Joe.
But it's
Or wait, no,
almost right.
Well, unless the R also looks like an N.
No. But there's something missing.
An S.
Yes. Everybody's saying investigator, but it's missing something. You're missing a letter.
Yeah. Well, that's like everyone up here says Washington.
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 Okay, Papa C got it because he put the S on the end, you folksers. I think.
Except he said NS.
Huh? Where's my?
I think
mouse?
Yeah, Papa C, right?
Yeah, Papa C.
Okay, the first investigators I see is Joe finally coughed it up.
Oh yeah, Joe.
Joe did? Where?
Right below the Pat
Papa
Sajak comment.
Investigations.
Investigation. It's not investigation, it's investigators. So
glasses. Like going blind. You get a bigger phone.
I have Papa C. Is that what you said?
Yeah. Well, I think it's Joe, isn't it?
I don't
Joe.
have Joe.
Joe, did you block him? Just kidding.
Did I block him for real? I don't know.
Just kidding.
Okay,
Yeah,
there's investigators. Papa C has investigations. It was investigators.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. So it was
Joseph. Sneaking on here while he's on his wonderful evening with his wife. Sneaking on here, answering some questions.
I wanted to talk about mind speak too.
The voices in my head say,
"So this is a bunch of bull."
I wish I had like voices in my head that would give me the winning lottery ticket numbers or something. That'd be fantastic.
You'd always get the winning lottery ticket numbers in an alternate timeline, though.
Probably, huh? It'd all be 42.
Ooh, almost spilled my drink.
Yeah, I have no idea what this is. Or maybe I do. I think I do. Something.
Yeah, it is something.
I got it.
That is deeply insightful.
I do what I can.
Is that my dog?
It's not Zoe.
She came through the microphone.
It's an
Do I have it
EMP.
set wrong?
EVP.
Oh, did anybody get it? I stopped looking. Oh, come on. Let me find somebody to come take you out. She's crossing her legs over here.
This one actually looks more French than German.
Like a nice wine or something. So
Hold
those
on,
are
Belle.
E's, right? Those are E's, not O's.
Yes, those are E's.
Uh-huh.
How unfortunate.
So,
Chessboard, no.
okay. I think I got the first word.
Yeah, I'm for number puzzles, word puzzles. I'm an engineer. I can't spell anyway.
I needed something different to really get people's going. I mean, I do
No,
have
this is
2
good.
crossword puzzles available too. I fixed up.
No, this is cool. I got the first one. The second one is I don't know.
If you got the first one, then you would get the second one. There's no way you wouldn't have gotten the second one. I mean, they go together. So, I mean, it is 2 words, but they go together.
Well, maybe I don't have the first one then. No, I don't know. Good work.
Yeah, that's close
I
enough.
can tell you that the first word, none of those letters belong there.
None of them.
None
What
of
about
them.
one
Oh,
of
wait,
them?
one of them. Yes, you're right. One of them.
All right. So I cannot
right,
see
one
this
of 'em.
obvious second answer. I'm like having a hard time. My brain's not processing it. I barely got the first word, but
Okay, so let's help people. What do you think the first word is?
starts with a T,
Yes.
and it's something that we advocate for. A certain truth. I want to say truth hurts, but it's not it.
Oh, say it all. Killed by Bigfoot. Hurry. Say it all. Oh, he got it. Yeah, he did say it is on there at the end. He says, "Oh, truth seeker." Oh.
Oh, there you go. I can see that now. Now I can.
Oh, shoot. He said seeker. No S at the end.
Uh-oh. Oh, and he also. Oh, no. Who is it? The Pop C?
Huh?
No one had actually put in the seekers
Yeah,
yet.
nobody's put in the seekers.
Oh, I'm watching the chat from where it's delayed. So you guys are probably seeing live chat, and I'm seeing like a delayed chat.
I'm watching them both. So Papa C's the only one who's gotten truth seekers with the S at the end. You guys need
Papa
to.
C, you sir are the winner. Congratulations.
Yeah, look out, you guys, because there's like 5 more with an S on the end.
Yeah, we like to be very particular here. We like to make sure and get it in full. It's the proper way.
And this is Steve's favorite word. Hint.
Ewoks.
It's
No.
funny how where your brain goes.
Yeah. That's what I think of.
Yep. Okay, we got one. JC. JC got it first. His knowers. And that's funny too that you said that and I had it on here. I think you're a little telepathic.
I must be psychic.
You're a little telepathic.
It's that mind-speaking quantum entanglement. That
42.
Yeah. That's all. Yeah, all because of 42. That's the way the universe works now. It's like a bird name or something, huh? Or no, those are E's at the end, huh?
They are E's at the end. But you are correct in that it is a name.
Ooh. Oh, I know.
Oh, shoot. Okay, one of those L's is an I. Both of them are I's. They're not L's.
I know who it is.
One of those I's is one of those L's is an I.
And everybody knows who this is. Well, everybody should know who this is. If you don't know who this is, and
Yes.
we're gonna have to have a talk.
Killed by Bigfoot got it. See, look, I did it there too. How come I didn't notice that? I did it like 10 times.
Killed by Bigfoot. This is one time where we don't need the S at the end. Sorry.
Put an S at the end.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine.
That's not the one I was looking for, though.
Oh, one of those L's is an I. One of those L. Yeah, they already got it before I even. Now they already know my silliness. Sharon got that one first.
They got you figured out.
They got me figured out. Nikki retarded. Nikki did that way too late last night.
The font looked a lot different then.
See, it does. It looked different. I'm retarded. Okay, there's the other one.
That's what spell check has done to me. I realized I used spell check for the word pareidolia and it was misspelled. I'm like, oh man, I'm stupid. Actually, I had Mark Zasky call me out on that.
Damn it. That
He's like,
L-I
you can't even
really got me.
You can't even spell the word. What do you know about that pareidolia? You can't even spell it. like you got me there, buddy. Got me there.
Oh.
Don't always rely on autocorrect, because
and you can't. The whole thing's spelled wrong, so that didn't help me last night.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. If Zasky called me out and got one over on me. It was. Like, damn.
You were so mad at yourself probably after that.
No, I was like, oh man, that's true. I don't spell it wrong now. I used to do P-A-R-A. It's P-A-R-E.
It is hard to spell though. I always spell it wrong and I have to double check.
Well, I think I initially spelt it wrong and it got put on my autocorrect or my auto whatever.
Oh, finally.
And I just use it ever since until Zasky called me out. It's all good. I've called him out enough. He can get one or two over on me.
Again,
you got this one?
L is an I, folks.
No, Brent, you just made up a new word.
Oh.
To go just a step further in decoration of his skill in the matter.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it was quite the conversation. But he was right.
Handland. This is another person, people.
Is that an E right there?
Yeah.
Another E. Okay.
There's an E and an A, an IEA in the middle.
The names I'm actually kind of getting.
I'm like drawing a blank on this one.
Cannibal. Life says cannibal. There's no C. There's no B. There, Sharon got it.
Oh, DeHinden. Oh, okay. Well done. Well done, Sharon.
See, I made it extra hard because I mixed up the I and the L. I made it extra. I don't even know what this one
You
is.
definitely fooled me. Is this a person, place, thing?
It's a thing. One I and one L. There's one I and one L in this one.
One I, one L. I have no idea. Like, I'm not very good at this at all.
And what's crazy is when I wrote them out, I wrote them out correctly, but when I transferred it onto the slides, that's when I messed everything up.
Yeah,
Redeemer.
too.
Kingsman Redeemer, whatever that is.
Harry Potter?
Is it Harry Potter?
I think so.
Is that Harry Potter?
Harry?
Think about a
This is
footprint.
a cooking show.
Oh. Joe says Tabasco sauce.
I can see that.
What happened? Oops.
Jen's got it.
Jen's got it?
Jen's got it. Right there.
42. Oh, yeah.
42. But we're looking for an alternate on this one too.
Yeah, it mixes both the words together.
I really don't have any problem with that. It's just
Think of the foot.
for
Think
some reason
of
the
a
names.
Bigfoot.
I'm seeing the names better.
Oh,
for
there
some-
we go. Jen got it.
Oh, there you go. I would not have ever got that. We would have been here all night.
This one should be fast. You think? No?
Brent's gone tilt.
Woo!
New York Big.
Woo!
Oh. New York Bigfoot Research Organization. Oh, that's an E at the end.
Yeah. New.
Oh, there you go. Joe got it.
Oh yeah.
Oh no. Killed by Bigfoot got it way up there. I didn't even see that.
Oh yeah. Peter Byrne. He's still kicking at like what, 96 right now? I think he just did a
Is he
doc.
really?
Yeah, he just
goodness.
did something. Can't remember what it was. But it's good to see him kicking out there and still.
And at that age, breathing is a pretty good accomplishment.
Yeah, I'll take it for sure.
Dang.
Nachos. First thing that came to mind.
I would like to see you do the Rorschach things.
We go to
Those
some
blots.
pretty demented places.
I kind of enjoyed reading someplace that in an obscure dialect,
JC.
something related to the Spanish language, Janu means idiot.
What?
That would be hilarious. Oh my gosh, that'd be funny. And true.
Oh, wait.
Oh, I know this one.
Did Killed by Bigfoot get that before? Oh, he did get it before JC.
Yep.
And who got this one first? Killed by Bigfoot again.
Oh, Steve, I'll be hitting you up about the ghost hunting stuff too soon.
Yeah, I don't
that
know
all
so much about places, but I can tell you what all the little gadgets do and why people think they do things more than they do.
Yeah, that'd be great to know, actually. Just that alone will be fun.
One
Fun part
eye.
of it.
There's one eye in there, okay? No L. It's an I.
I know this one.
And this is the last one, too. Thank God.
Do you see what they did up at the Mountain Loop there in that video, Steve? And they just logged that whole area.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I went back and I'm like, oh my God, it's just so desolate.
Sharon. Hoodwinked.
There you go.
Good for you. So the winner was clearly Killed by Bigfoot. So congratulations.
Nice job there. A garage, yeah. Something doing with my son. I don't really know a lot about it. It's just gonna have fun with it.
Oh, there was another one.
Ooh, there it is. There's a chance for somebody else to pull off a win.
No.
Or not.
Not even close. I thought I was done.
So it's 2 E's.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. There we go. Green. Killed that Bigfoot.
He got it.
Surprise.
I don't know. I think there's something subtle going on with the background there, though.
Yeah. Yes. I made it the most obnoxious green I could find. You got it. Okay, yeah, that should be the end. Yep.
Mr. John Green.
So yay to Killed by Bigfoot. You creamed it. Creamed everybody's.
Good job. Very impressive.
We've been on an hour and 45 minutes already.
Yeah.
So tell me this. Is Steve having a show tonight then?
I believe so.
I haven't seen a trailer.
Yeah, I think he popped on somebody's live stream the other day and
said he was, right?
Yeah, he was, yeah.
But he doesn't have a...
He normally
has
some sort of a link out ahead of time.
Right. Let me remove that. Because I don't want to go into the next topic. If Coles is going to be doing a show, we'll just
Let me do a quick search.
Somebody check it out for me. Check it out real quick. Are you saying I made my puzzle for dyslexics?
It doesn't have anything out, but
doesn't have anything scheduled.
Yeah, there's nothing scheduled, and
Okay.
he usually always does. So I don't know if something came up for him, because I remember him talking about being in an active investigation when he was on the live stream. And that's where he's been spending a lot of his time, was active investigation, trying to catch some.
Because I have a Cinco de Mayo crossword puzzle if you guys want to do it. Or we could talk about Mindspeak, or we could end it.
Well,
It's
you know,
up to you
Mindspeak would
guys.
be a good one, since I just watched an interview
What?
with Les Stroud, and Les Stroud is still
Did he talk
maintaining.
about it?
Yeah, he's still maintaining. If you go to who's it? It's Todd Standy's YouTube channel. It's from like a few weeks ago, and it's like Les Stroud exposed or whatever. And yeah, he backs up everything he says, and it's like, oh, okay, good to know.
We're on the other side of the mountain, or whatever.
Yeah, he still maintains those experiences, and maintains that Todd is having some sort of experiences, and I don't know. It seems like he's really kind of gone down the woo side, which, you know, it's fine. That's
But
cool.
could happen, right? I mean, why do I still have Buckaroo Banzai?
I am sure there are plenty of strange things out there that aren't Bigfoot.
Yeah, no need to combine them two, because he was talking about seeing UFOs too, or orbs or something like that. For 20 minutes, he was observing them. And as soon as he, I guess, went to go get a camera or whatever, they disappeared.
Right. Okay, so then let's do this. So, according to Inside Science, March of 2018, that, you know, it's been thought that there is such a thing as telepathy, and even the government has tried to use it in several cases, especially using them like when they used remote viewing and stuff like that as well in those type of programs. Do they have a name for those, Steve? Those type of government projects?
Well,
MK
all
Ultra?
of them operated on different various code names. I don't remember all the things. There was a remote viewing project for a long time. I experimented with remote viewing. I experienced something a lot of people seem to do, which is the first time you try it, you have a really remarkable hit, and then you try to get smart and you try to trick it, and it just doesn't work anymore.
What's your thoughts about you know how birds have that murmuration, you know, and that connectiveness where they're able to, you know, go in sync? Do you think that it's some sort of mind speak, or, you know, but with less data being transferred over to with the birds, you know, versus like language?
I think it's watching the bird in front of you.
Just that quick responsiveness to it,
Yeah.
of like just being that aware. Because it makes you wonder if they're somehow connected and thought.
Look, that model
somehow.
was cloaked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It isn't that one thing where is the dress green or red or whatever it was. Remember that a few years ago?
What?
The striped dress or whatever. Remember that?
I don't remember that.
Not remembering that.
You remember? It's not like a parallel universe thing. No, it's the dress. It's like it was a viral thing. It's like, oh, the dress. How all depends upon how you look at the dress. It would change color. It's a different color for different people. Like the stripes.
Oh, okay.
Well, there's many people who don't see all the colors. You know, people who are color blind, and then people who see they say different spectrum.
Well, no, this is something where you can actually see both interpretations of it. It's just how it's perceived at that moment. And I think what you look at prior to looking at it affects where your eye is on the spectrum, I guess, or something like that. Right. It was really cool.
The rotary mug at Yellowstone that we were with a group of people we knew from a Babylon 5 bulletin board that were all meeting at Yellowstone. This one was alternately either purple or green, depending on how you looked at it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they have all kinds of those little games where they have two pictures and they have a black and white picture in the middle. And if you focus where you're focusing on, like if you see the side pictures and then all of a sudden you look at the middle, the middle picture's colored all of a sudden, depending on how you're looking at it. But okay, so this is according to Medical News Today. Where's the date on this? September of 2014. So this is a little bit dated. Studies show mind-to-mind communication in humans. In a study that for the first time establishes the feasibility of direct brain-to-brain communication, an international group of researchers has successfully shown it is possible to non-invasively transmit a thought from one person to another 5,000 miles away without either of them having to speak or write. And they say the study shows how the international team of neuroscientists and robotics engineers used various technologies to send messages. Oh, so they probably hooked something to their brains.
Well, is this like a form of, how they were able to somehow prove quantum entanglement and transfer data, I think, from one entanglement to another, from one side to another. Didn't they do something like that?
I don't think this would be that. I'd want to read the article.
Because, that's transferring of information. And it seems like what the issue is the amount of transferred information that's able to be transferred at that time. Like maybe it's not enough to, our minds aren't open enough to transfer a large amount of data, but I don't know.
Okay, cool. So Joe just said, no, he's not having a show today. It'll be next week.
Awesome.
Which is good because we went right on.
This wouldn't be, this really wouldn't be any of the small quantum physics stuff. As much as people say we don't know anything about it, we know enough about it that we would measure things that going on. If things like telepathy and things like that really were governed on those low levels by those kind of phenomena, we'd measure them. We'd know about them.
Is there anything on the planet that has that sort of relationship? Like they have a telepathy, is there anything like that?
Not anything that we've really been able to demonstrate. There is a phenomena. Leon has talked about it. I keep trying to dig up the word that he used for it, and I can't find it, at least not between my ears, where you can pick up on someone who is extremely disturbed, even if they're not in the same room as you, but if they're within about 25 feet. And someone is having a really disturbing emotional experience.
Yeah, well, that's interesting. I mean, because you can't say mind speak is not possible because we don't know. I mean, Bigfoot mind speaking too is probably not very possible. But
I would never say it. I would never say it's not possible. What I will say, it's not any of those low-level quantum mechanical things that we know about and can measure.
Yeah, well, it's
see something strange going on, and we'd try to understand what it was.
Yeah, trust but verify, I guess. Got to verify what's being presented.
Interesting, very interesting.
That's I don't know how
subatomic particle stuff, though.
Yeah, I don't know how or when mind speak got related to Bigfoot. Was it back in the 70s? Kiwana lapsaritis?
No, it was later than that. It happened after I stopped watching mostly, so that had to be like after 1990-ish.
Because it wasn't Kiwani, wasn't he in the set? No, he was 90s. Yeah, he was 90s. Yeah, because that's when he started. Yeah. Yep.
They're talking about food in the chat.
Ooh, Rice Krispie
treats. I don't know, Jay. I think there's an audience for just about anything.
No, it's true.
He says, you don't want to know what's on my mind. So what was my whole, okay, so, but if we can explain or have instances of telepathy where people have successfully read other people's minds or received messages from other people, then can we translate that to our Bigfoot community in mind speaking? Because if it can happen to regular humans, could it not happen? And you were talking, wasn't somebody talking about being able to have messages from your pets and stuff like that, or being able to communicate through pets non-verbally?
Well,
I don't remember.
to add to that, you know,
That
if
was
you want
me.
to if you want to go down the road of
I've
Bigfoot
heard
eating
that.
all those psychedelic mushrooms, you know, that creates a brain growth. Maybe they, you know, munching on all those mushrooms over the period of time, they're able to develop a part of their brain that we have yet to develop, because it's proven that it creates these neural pathways or whatever. So I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, it also overstimulates pathways. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff that goes on with that.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
most of it is happening between this ear and this ear.
yeah, well,
Right.
but it's possible. I mean, that's the only way I'm linking
Yeah,
mind speak to it.
everything you perceive, absolutely everything you perceive, even if it's a disembodied voice, is in your brain. The question is, did your brain pick it up from outside, or did it just come from inside the brain?
That's the question.
And that's where you need some way to measure, you know, to understand how it works. If it actually came from outside the brain, to prove that, you'd need to demonstrate how there's some sort of a connection. First thing you'd need to do is do something like what that first study that Nikki brought up was trying to do, which is try to show that there is enough of a correlation between what two people are doing that there is a statistically significant indication that there is some sort of communication going on. Then you need to figure out by experimentation, you know, try to figure out what sort of mechanism would possibly be involved.
I'm sorry. Are you guys getting any of my mind speak messages?
I was trying. Somebody's sending me some kind of message, but I got nothing.
I'm like trying to like focus on it.
It's one big mumbo jumbo right now. Yeah, that's how it sounds. It's like woo, and I'm like, okay.
But is there so what's the medical condition when somebody does hear voices in their head that aren't actually really there, that some of these people might be hearing out there in the forest?
Like hallucination?
Yeah.
I hear my name all the time, but there is a bird out there also that goes snee, 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 snee. And it's easy for my brain to make that Steve.
Because it got enough information to fill in the rest of the blanks for it, huh?
Right.
It's interesting how our brain works, and especially when it's in a heightened alert.
Running back to the house, asking my mom what she wanted.
Maybe it was Bigfoot, though.
Ooh.
A cloaked one. But, you know, it's amazing what our brains can do, and how we perceive things out in the forest, too, when we're more in a heightened state than we normally are, cool, calm, and relaxed. And, you know, I've always been fascinated by that relationship to sightings and how we remember things and how we store memories in that heightened state, and how it might affect our interpretation of our reality that we're experiencing at that moment. I wish I was smart enough to really fully understand it, but it's just I learn little bits of it here and there and stuff.
Yeah, but there are so many things going on all at once. But I mean, the only experience I've ever had that I'm willing to vaguely entertain that sort of idea was the one that I've explained to you and Jay and a few others. I think it's been online once or twice.
Mm-hmm.
But my wife and I, when we were dating, we were on a day hike up near the Silver Creek that's back above Index.
Mm-hmm. I was actually thinking about going there.
And well, not until July.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But we were back around Mineral City, and I think you've been back there.
Yeah. Yeah. I got some videos back there. I haven't been to that specific mine though. I want to go to the mine and see some of the artifacts that are left there.
Sure.
But yeah, I've been back in that whole area back there. Yeah.
So when you're going back up there, just before you get to the site of the city, there's a place where 4 creeks come together.
Mm-hmm.
Right in that area is where we had this experience that there was a moment when something turned on like a light switch, and we had this thought in our heads. We both had this thought at the same time. We need to leave now. And we didn't even spend much time talking about it. We both had that light bulb experience. And we picked up our stuff and started to walk away, and 200 yards down the road, thought just went away.
Mm.
And to describe it, honestly, it was a thought that wasn't in a voice that I think in, if that makes sense. I mean, you when you're thinking something through with yourself, you hear your voice. When you're remembering something a parent said or someone you know said, you hear it in their voice. This was not in a voice that either of us knew.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know, it's interesting.
It's such a weird experience.
Yeah, but what would cause that? Did you see something that you consciously didn't see, but subconsciously did see, like a face in the woods?
It's possible.
Because that's what it would probably. Because you know, we pick up more. Like I'm really good at picking up subconscious things, you know, versus more conscious things. I miss obvious, but I'm able to pick up on subtle things and stuff. But so it kind of makes you wonder if you saw something, but you didn't process, you know, your conscious level didn't process it.
Yeah, but she and I were looking in different directions.
Mm.
So even if one of us saw it, the other probably didn't see that same thing, and yet we had both. I mean, there was a real clear instant where we looked at each other. And it wasn't a sound, because if it was a sound, I would have looked to where the sound came from.
So it's like, that's interesting, you know, because not far from that area.
If I was alone, I'd just dismiss it. You know, it's just being out in the woods and something happened that spooked me. But I wasn't alone, and the exact same thing happened to the other person there.
Yeah, that happened to me not far from where you were, literally not very far. And it was like, it was just like you stop and it's like, what am I doing? It's like I don't know. And it's just like it's like a reality hit or something, and it's just I don't know. It's like this overcoming feeling of just to leave. But I did that because then I said to myself, God, this is stupid. What am I doing? You know, and just left. Yeah.
I was on the other side of that hill, and I'd just been climbing around the hill a whole lot that day, and sat down in the sun on a nice warm rock, and I experienced some missing time, or I kind of dozed off for a nap. One of the two.
Yeah, equally as good. Maybe you're abducted.
I don't have any recall of hearing anybody's voice in my head other than my own. I don't ever. I've never gone, what's that? Or who's that? Or what kind of message am I getting? Or anything like that. I don't have any recall of ever getting anything like that.
Well,
now feelings, that's something else. You know, I get definite emotional feelings
Yeah,
about
and
people,
and I want
about
to be clear.
animals,
I didn't hear a
about
word.
places. I get feelings that give me very intense stuff, but no words, nothing that I can
Yeah, and I want to
just
be
to get
clear.
out. I
We
don't
didn't
ever
hear
get that.
words. We had a sense, a feeling of you need to be someplace else right now.
Hmm. And that's that. Historically, there's a lot of Bigfoot activity reported back up in that area. I mean,
Sure,
it's a lot of stuff back there.
sure, but a
Finally gonna
lot of
fix
people
that
don't have
road.
that experience, and I don't think it's always Bigfoot.
Oh no, I think a
Right.
lot of it. That's why I kind of want to explore more of the psychological priming that happens when you're in that fight or flight, and you're hearing those snaps in the tree line or whatever. How your body is truly reacting, like the chemicals being released that might affect memory, that might affect how you're perceiving this
Sure,
said instant and stuff. Because
like
I don't know.
porcupines sounding like evil children laughing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Are waving
the
at you.
overall thing is that can we prove that this happens? And that's what they're starting to do the science on, is that they're hooking people up to EEGs
Yeah,
and
that
getting,
was 2018.
yeah, I think
Yeah,
that's
so it's
what it
4 years
said.
later. Where are the follow-up studies?
Right. I don't know. I didn't find any.
Yeah, mm,
But
yeah.
even now, I know that Elon Musk is doing that Neuralink thing. And let's see. Elon Musk claims Neuralink's brain implants will save memories like photos and help paraplegics walk again. Here's the reality check.
Yeah, he also wants people to move to Mars so he can have servants when he goes to Mars.
No, that is a really interesting thing though about the Neuralink connection. And how it might, because with the developments of quantum computers, because our brains are similar to like quantum computers, I guess, and so it's going to be interesting if there's a way to transfer things over,
Right.
like download, like in that movie Transcendent, I think it was, with Johnny Depp. You can transfer your brain into a
Oh,
computer. I'm
right.
sure there's a lot of movies like that, actually.
Yeah, well,
There is.
everyone's quantum computers are stuck at basically the same place, and they can't get them to work for more than a few nanoseconds. So I'm not too worried about them.
Yeah, well, just wait till Skynet takes over, and they're gonna technology's gonna boom, and it's gonna start with
Well,
those
that's the
little
thing.
Amazon drone.
Dying after about 10 nanoseconds. So.
But the technology is going to eventually be developed, and it makes you wonder about the connections that you could do, because I don't know, it's just interesting. It's
Well,
fascinating.
the things that we have that seem to measure paranormal things, the things that really come up with odd voices and things like that, those are all amplifying noise. They're using amplifiers and they're amplifying noise, and it doesn't happen on demand, and it doesn't happen reliably, and it doesn't happen reliably experimentally, so you can try to figure out what's actually happening.
Mhm. Yeah,
Lawnmower Man. I love that
that's the
movie.
problem. That's the problem, is getting testable or
Well,
testable.
the way I explained what I envision is going on with something like that, I explained this to Patrick once. You take a laser pointer and you shine a light on the wall in a dark room. And on the desk in front of you, if you have a pencil standing on end, you'll see it casting a shadow. And if you move the dot around, you see the shadow moves.
Oops.
If you take a piece of cellophane and you crinkle it up and you put the cellophane in front of the laser, it spreads the laser out on the wall, and then it spreads the shadow out on the table. Now, if you crinkle the cellophane, it all moves around. But the shadow, let's say the shadow is what you're measuring with those psychic measurement devices that hear the sound. So the light and dark moving over a photosensor is the sound that you get in this metaphor. But that shadow has very little to do with understanding the light on the wall or the laser in your hand or the cellophane that you're crinkling to make it move. You're hearing something, but you have no idea what the mechanism is that makes that real. And the phenomena that you're measuring has nothing to do with the cause. And I think that's where we're stuck with all of this stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's Bigfoot. Bigfoot's the cause.
Sure.
A lot of these sounds. Yeah. Why not?
Man,
Well,
I don't know.
I have no problem with the idea that that something that he found in the woods may have followed someone like Mike Peterson home. I don't think it's Bigfoot.
It's true. Maybe just using Bigfoot as an excuse or something.
Oh, we have so many cultures that have stories about trickster spirits in the woods.
Yeah, the trickster itself. It's the evil. Like whatever, something. I actually have to go put some fries in the air fryer. I'll be right back.
Ooh,
Okay.
sounds good.
Please continue.
Hey, Joseph.
Yeah, and a little garlic salt and a little chili powder, and that sounds even better.
Can you hear me?
I had a sandwich earlier, and I still have my pickles on my plate over here. I'm smelling them, and it's just like it's making my mouth water. So how was your? Did you go out on a date for your anniversary, or did you just stay home?
No. We went out door dashing.
Oh, okay.
From about 9 o'clock to 2 o'clock, and then we went and we had some dinner and stuff, and we were hanging out. It was cool. Steve, I only want to say one thing, make one comment about what you just said. Just because that cultures have a certain lore, as well as I do, just because they have certain lores about things doesn't necessarily mean it's true.
Well, sure. A lot of them are to keep the kids in the village so they don't wander off into the woods.
There may be a kernel of truth in a lot of it sometimes, but But anyway, that's not what I want to jump on. I just wanted to make that comment. I wanted to ask you, man, wasn't it you gave me some quote sometime, I think it was you, that said, if the voices in my head aren't Bigfoot, then I'd be crazy. But they are Bigfoot, so I'm not crazy.
Sure, I'll take that one.
Did you say that? Somebody said that quote to me.
I think I told you something like that, yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, well, where did you hear that? Where did you get that from?
Somewhere between this ear and this ear.
Okay. I thought maybe somebody said it to you sometime, and you were like, it's somebody that you were talking to or something said it to you. Oh, okay. That makes sense. But
how's it going, Joe?
I'm sorry I couldn't have been on with Leon on.
It was short. It was very, very short. He came, popped on, kind of said hi, and it was fast.
Then he froze up and dropped away.
Yeah, he popped off. So it was a quickie. It was a surprise. I wanted him to come on for a short time, and he would have been here longer for sure if it wasn't for his internet. But it's so bad. They're in the hospital. So
terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna see what we can do about that. Get him a digital plan that just has lots and lots of data.
I think what I'm going to start doing, since he's like looking amazingly so much better and more aware of everything and all that stuff now, and you can tell Leon's back, man. His mind is there, which is really cool. I'm going to start doing the same thing, Nikki. I'm going to start when I do shows. I'm going to start putting a link in the chat that we have. And if he wants to jump on, come on the show, that's great. You know, if he can. Yeah, I'm going to start doing that too, I think.
And we also have to remember to use Facebook to stream the shows live.
Yeah, I simulcast on Facebook.
Yeah, so we have to remember to do that in the future, and maybe tell some of these other podcasts that he likes to listen to as well. Do that.
Yeah, broadcasts on YouTube, my channel, and to my Facebook Bigfoot page. So
yeah, I only do it occasionally because for me, for some reason, it doesn't link up properly all the time. It'll just sit there and it buffers and buffers. It won't link. It won't give me the link. Like right away, I can hook up my YouTube to StreamYard, but Facebook gives me a hard time. Didn't know why.
Zuckerberg.
Cool.
Probably wants me to delete and put it all back in. I'm not going to do that. Forget it.
Yeah, on the other hand, I think the hospital is going to figure out that, oh, wait, we don't have a filter for Facebook. Bing!
I know. He doesn't have anything, but he's got his tablet, his laptop now, right?
Kind of. He has about an 8-year-old laptop. We're looking at getting him something from this century.
Yeah, don't they have like little self-contained Zoom things now?
Well, like he wants to be able to put simple videos together.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, so maybe something like a big iPad or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're working on it.
Nice. Well, folks. Oh, I know, Joe, you just barely came in, but I think I'm ready.
That's okay. I was only going to be here a short time. Oh, the other thing, one last thing I would comment, Steve, when you said that I kind of cringe sometimes with the label knower. Somebody goes, oh, well, you've seen one. That means you're a Bigfoot knower. And I'm like, well, really, I'm a Bigfoot not knower, actually, because I don't know what the hell they are yet.
I think it's all about how it's used in context.
Just because I saw one doesn't mean I know what it is. I don't know what they are yet. Nobody does. So I'm going to get a T-shirt with this avatar, the drawing of Rasa that Jen did. I'm going to make another T-shirt with that image on it that says Bigfoot not knower. What the hell are these things?
That's going to make you a non-believer completely.
Okay. It has nothing to do with
he
belief.
Doesn't want it.
Yeah. English is too clumsy a language, but you need a T-shirt that says, I saw one and I still don't know what the heck it is.
There you go. Yeah, Bigfoot not knower. I saw one. I still don't know what they are. That's right.
There you go.
There you go. All right. Well, thanks, everybody. And thanks for all the happy anniversary wishes, man. You guys are great.
Yeah, man. Congratulations.
Everybody in chat, thank you.
Love is a beautiful thing. There she is.
Yeah.
I heard that. My anniversary is at the end of the month.
Don't sweat the petty stuff and don't pet the sweaty stuff.
There you go. Neighbor's probably like, what is she yelling?
Oh my God. I swear I heard penis.
Yeah, I know what the word was, but
oh my God. I was looking at Etsy today and there was a Bigfoot shop in there and they have a candle and it's a Bigfoot penis candle.
Oh wow.
And it even has hairy balls.
Gotta send one of those out to Joe. Yeah.
I thought, oh, there's a few people I'd like to send that sucker to.
I can see that burning in the background during the show.
Yeah. Well, especially if it's one of the bigger ones, it probably has more burn time on it.
But
Just stop right there.
okay, you guys, kind of a weird show today, but it happened. So there you go.
We like weirdness. It's all about the weirdness too.
Yes, today was the weirdness. Hit that like button, share please, and subscribe if you like
Absolutely.
my content. Whoa, everything went crazy.
Yeah, great job though tonight. It was a good one.
It was a little bit different. It was different.
Had some good topics. Had some
yeah,
good conversations.
Yeah. So, but we'll work something up for next week, and I'm sure I'll jump on some night and do another late night because those are way fun. Those are more fun.
Yeah, somebody should do a Sunday night, late night or something. Or, I don't know.
That's too much. Yeah, that's two shows on the one. Yeah, no, that won't happen for me anyway. So you guys, thank you for showing up, and